Here we are, back for part 2, Mark.
Thanks, Glenn. And
quaddy legs, pretty
yes,
exciting.
But unfortunately, Dicko is he's currently en route to Sydney, so he's going to struggle to do the Melbourne Mounting Yard Mail tomorrow.
You won't be doing it?
So I've taken the products down, and anyone who's on the combo will just have Sydney tomorrow. Sorry about that, but no Dicko. And John McLeod will be doing MacBet Rant for Doomben tomorrow. He had another good day last week. He's just seeing them like baseballs, Glenn.
Chipping away?
Huh?
Chipping away. I'll be doing Mounting Yard Mail tomorrow from Randwick. It sets up well. It's a good, juicy meeting. Got no idea what my exact numbers are at this stage. It's just these are early prognostications, whatever that word Mark uses. And but you know, like it sets up well for me, and I'm fresh, and I'm sort of seeing them good. There we go.
It definitely does, because there's going to be some
plenty of
interesting map situations.
Yeah,
and,
you won't be getting.
And it's just going to.
You won't be getting a Gary Harley set off me, boys and girls.
Sloppy as all shit.
Do any girls buy my stuff? Judith Bolton does.
Yeah.
I suppose she'd be a girl.
Maybe.
Yeah, she'd be a girl. Judith's a girl, something. Yeah. G'day, Judith.
Don't
You're one of
forget
my
about that
few female
Yeah.
purchasers,
Well,
which is great. It's great to see women getting involved in wagering and wanting to learn more about form. It's fantastic. Not to mention TQ has been particularly quiet. Where is Teeny?
Oh, I'm
Trying,
not sure.
trying. I think last spotted doing a bank yet again on some trotting race.
Oh, really?
And swearing off the punt for at least I don't know, 24 hours or something. God, you like the 24-hour break, don't you?
No, I talk about
should
it
have-
and never do it.
We should have like
I
a.
say to Mark in the afternoon when I reckon I've missed a few angles and
Why don't we
maybe
set
should have
up a-
won more or should have lost less or something like that. I think
We should set up a GoFundMe page for Teeny, because she's been a big contributor, and like
no.
you've only got to deposit $2
I know. And
every month, and we'll bet it every month.
We'll get
Oh,
Melbourne.
okay, yeah.
And then we collect, we give it all to
You know
Teeny.
what
We'll
I
get
like?
Melbourne
Do you
punter to
remember-
set it.
No, but remember when you were doing that thing where you laid?
Yeah.
That was a really good
Yeah,
idea.
it was,
yeah.
And it was actually this weekend.
Yeah.
Got to about 8 in a row or something.
It was this weekend, either 6 years or 7 years ago, where it all came unstuck. It was the June Stakes. It was the 3-year-old of Gaze. Squamosa.
How do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I do remember that Squamosa, that bastard.
That's right. So Glenn.
And then it never paraded, right? And then hardly ever raced again after that.
Yeah. Jay Cassidy rode it. Remember?
Yeah, just another one
And
to
we
suit
went,
me.
how can they take this price, this horse, this 3-year-old?
Low bludgers.
And there it was, pissed in.
Yeah.
I
Gay
reckon
ruined me again.
I reckon we should have another crack at that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We'll line it up.
should line something up.
Interested parties, please apply.
And we should line it up with Betfair, because there is the #1 tool for all of us in racing.
Exactly.
Race 6, guys.
Dagny, $4.20.
Why?
$6.50 Labdien. Sorry, $6 Heavenly Anna. So Glenn will be playing straight away. $9 Quick Feet. $10 Yuma Desert. $13 Anisha. $13 all in the reflexes. $15 Il Mio Destino. $19 Lani Girl. Now,
Well, the first question, boys, I'd like to tell me the horse that can't win. Anyone know the horse that can't win?
no.
Test the world.
It's great.
You just jumped straight in there, GP.
I'll-
Anyway, El Mio Destino leads here from all in the reflexes. Dagny Posse's up with Yuma Desert. Tennessee Hussey not far away.
See,
Good old
Dagny,
Winetails is back.
Dagny 2 starts ago, Waller, completely off the map, never going to lose.
First time.
Last start, completely stunk, never going to win.
Yeah, very different races.
I know, but he's
Jiggy Jog, 1400, and then Canis Marinov went like the clappers last week. And Dagny was out of a comfort zone all the way around.
Okay.
But I mean, can she like bounce back?
Are you Waller's excuse, man? Is there a little income on the side? He's got a few men on the side there and they take the raps occasionally.
I'm just saying that it's more transparent than you think.
Well, I'm saying you should apply to Waller to get a job for Stewart's inquiries to help him get out of when horses go left and right and drive all these punters mad, because every time you come up with an excuse, it sounds very, very good.
And by the way, Mark actually has been used for people in these inquiries.
I bet you didn't get any money out of it, did you?
Did you get a sling?
Oh no, Gay. Yeah, that's right. That was the Kembler to Newcastle winner when Gay was hauled in.
That was like the time Gay. Did I tell you about the time Gay rang me? Just quickly diverting. There was this horse that paraded awfully in a 4 or 5 horse race and ran last, and then come out.
Herculean Prince.
Yeah, come out and won the thing.
And it came out and won the Metropolitan.
Yeah, and anyway, it paraded like an absolute, like 4 of the main negatives, showed all of them, was odds on. in a 5-horse race, and in my top 4 selections, I didn't have it in there.
Yeah.
And then it came out and run last. Well, Robbie found out about it. Well, who's on the blower the minute I get home? Gay. Glenn, it's Gay Waterhouse. I went, did you know this? She goes, what was wrong with my horse today, Glenn? And I said, well, Gay, it showed a few anomalies which I follow. Oh, okay, well, what are they? I'm going, Gay, what's your bank details? What are they? No,
and
she
you
said,
were driving for her the next day on 4,000 a week.
No. She goes, this is not a joking matter. I must know.
Oh,
I must know.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm not telling you. You'll have to study horses. Like I've spent 30 years watching horses walk around, and I'm now in like a tent village, and you're up there.
But you can still tell when horses parade poorly. Whether you made money out of them or not is irrelevant.
Yeah, but there's certain things I follow that she needed to know.
Yeah.
So I never ever told her, and to this day she still doesn't know, but I'll quickly tell you guys. I ended the conversation, I said, Gay, sometimes, I just made it up on the spot. When you leave them on the walking machine too long, they walk with the left foot a bit further out. And she went, thank you, Glenn. Which was complete shit. I just thought of it to get her off the phone.
Anyway, it's infamous because, of course, Hercules Prince came out the week later and smashed it.
She probably left it off the walking machine.
So did you ever fill up, laying it one week and backing it next start?
I gapped it.
Yeah.
I gapped it, and then I even though it was okay, I couldn't follow through it.
Yeah.
Fat Al, remember Fat Al in the Shannon, like looking like a dromedary? I don't know how he paraded, but looking like a dromedary in the Shannon, and then a week later, Epsom, good as gold, backed off the map, there it is.
Yeah. And she had to go to an inquiry?
Oh, it would have been the same sort.
Oh, no, did you go to the inquiry?
No, that's not. Yeah. Well, I wasn't involved, but I mean, it's happened time immemorial with those horses. Horses are not one run. They are their SP. They're not their performance.
Rich people are quite amazing how they say to poor people, you must tell me.
I know, like they can push you around.
And imagine that saying to me. Well, the more she said, you must tell me, there's more chance.
Do you think, obviously, I would hear her say must and go, it's just the word she's using. She's not actually importuning me. She's not
I think Gay's used to people doing what she asked them to do.
Yeah, fucking oath. She wanted me to tell her. There's fucking no way I was telling her.
Right.
So I told her to stop leaving him on the walking machine so long. Just popped into my head. It was the best throw off of all time. She loved it. Thank you, Glenn.
All right. So
fucking hell.
Who's been on the walking machine too long in this race, Glenn?
Oh, mate, it's just a very even race. Look.
And remember when Winetails and Barramilla, remember how they were head to head?
We had some bet. Who was I was on? I said
Barramilla,
Barramilla, yeah.
on Winetails, and neither of them really covered themselves in glory subsequent to that.
Let's get back to tips. I'm tipping heavily on number 4 here. It's got the run on the heavy 3 start to go. It got lost a bit poking.
Is that a bit empty, that race?
It is a bit empty.
Gretna, Countess Marinov.
It is a bit empty.
And Anisha, they've all disappeared.
It is a bit empty. But I liked its lead up run the other day, even though I'm not mad on the In Times of War race. I was tipping it to beat number 9, Labdian. Main reason, punters back 100, Jay Collett, barrier 1. Everybody be 57 wide, Jay Collett. I'm Jay Colletting tomorrow, loving him tomorrow. 4 to beat 9. But I could look at cases for horses, especially in the quaddie outside the market. Tennessee Hussey really goes well in the wheel. Lani Girl does a good job in the wet. And I thought the race was very, very tricky. El Mastino had big odds, racing well.
Tennessee Hussey was the best finish in the lead-up race the other day, and I
don't know why it's $19.
Well, it's Tennessee Hussey, but this race has got a few holes in it. Now, I walked away from the monitor at Warwick Farm, and I know she was part of the conveyor belt, but I thought, wow, that was a good run, all in the reflexes.
Yeah. Kathy off.
You must pay attention to Kathy off.
You got like old, stale Kathy now with young, like vibrant Rachel King.
So it's had 3 runs back, all Kathy, and I'd say sort of unsuited in all those 3 runs.
Yeah.
And tomorrow there it is, just sitting there.
Down the 6.5 kilos.
Behind Elmia.
Oh my wordy.
Yes, go
last few months, Kathy off has been a gold mine. Absolute gold mine.
Yeah.
She's still riding all right, bloody Kathy.
She's still riding all right, but there's something in Kathy off. Glenn Schofield, I mean, you love Glenn off.
Yeah, until we've run into Great Glenn. He rode a couple of winners again during the week. He's riding everything perfect. As forecast on this show.
So will he be...
We'll talk about a difference in opinion, but you love Glenn off and I love Glenn on. There you go.
Glenn on at the moment is gold.
Will Glenn be wearing the blue colours?
Wow. Never gave that a second
Oh,
thought.
yeah, because of the trainer.
James Cumming, Glenn Schofield. Maybe.
Wow, I can't recall seeing him wear the blue colours.
He's never worn the blue colours.
His style would definitely suit their horses as well. They're all a bit cute. He likes to ride cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, how good was he on Wednesday, G. Schofield?
How good was he? How great a rider is he?
Yeah.
Good Glenn. Bad Glenn, we've got to keep a close eye on. He will return. Of course he'll return.
He's
a very naughty boy there,
No one's
Glenn.
mentioned quick feet here, big a gun. It's
Chance. I said
thought the race, it found its race the other day. Doesn't it have that feel about
yeah, but
it?
it's sort of come good, hasn't it?
I agree with Mark. It won the lottery winning that race, particularly with White Moss missing the start.
And Fleeting
Should've won
Strike
the
franking
race.
the form by being beaten 10 lengths.
I just think that, because how open this race is, I love the Haywood to Avdallah. It did actually win it. I've still got it on top, quick feet. And the longie I'm interested in is number 5, Elmia Destino.
And you hate a longie.
Well, she does lead this one. You know how often we've said she doesn't lead, and then finally she got to lead at Hawkesbury and nearly won it. See, this is the problem with winter: is you get these horses like Yuma Desert. They just hang around, and you go, "What are you?"
Yeah, what are you? I tell you what Human Desert is. It is a horse that you back every time it's double figures. $13, $14, you back it.
Okay.
Because it's just an awful thing. It's the beast.
Right.
It's not a single doubt.
And what about one of your stable horses, Anisha, Glenn? Who is she? Just
Pokes round.
I mean, the 2 wins are
Yeah, but
still
mate,
both Warwick Farm 1400.
We can talk about every horse, but we can't tip every horse.
Race 7, the June Stakes. And,
oh my wordy.
I got very excited when I saw the June Stakes. The market is hard. It's actually hard to find the favourite. $6.50 Feline, $6.50 the Monstar, $7 Prince Famous, $7 Grundazit, $7.50 Ins and Outs, $8 Kadiro. How's that for a bunch? There's 6 horses straight up within a point and a half. $9.50 is Flippant. $13 Mr. Manhattan, down from a Brisbane failure. 18 Wouldn't It Be Nice, 18 Old Man Sam, and 4 and 6 are long.
What a race, guys.
What a race. Well, Ins and Outs went very fast the other day, but Prince Famous is the designated leader. I'm sure they actually want Ins and Outs to sit, whatever that means.
See, Prince Famous will lead here.
I am saying he's the designated leader. I'm not saying he's the leader.
Okay. I'm not saying I know what the leader is, but I'm just...
Old Man Sam not far away from gate 1. The Monstar obviously right up on the speed. Flippant can be there. Kadiro wide out, Boss Lane underneath them. Felines somewhere thereabouts.
Well,
even bunch.
I wasn't there 2 weeks ago, guys, but I've done all the tapes. How did Kadiro sit 3 and 4 wide throughout on the pace and then run away from like that? How did he do that?
Because it was much fitter than them. You watch the race, right? Ins and Outs, like, charges to the lead. He tries to bring it back underneath him. The Monster's sort of like keeping up, and then Ins and Outs charges away again, turning for home, and then falls into a hole.
Kadiro.
You had Badahov from gate 1, a bad draw for Badahov.
Can you tell me a horse that'll beat Kadiro home? Isn't Kadiro your top pick at 5-1 favourite?
I like your thinking there, Glenn.
But isn't it the starting point? Isn't it A? Who's B? I'm not sure, but I'm not. And F, G, H, and I can win. But isn't Kadiro A? Isn't it top
Sometimes
pick?
you just got to believe your eyes, don't you?
Look, it was fucking enormous.
Yeah.
Win. I wasn't there, so I got a
But
funny...
I was kind of against it
Yeah,
in
but
this
wasn't
race.
it like
so I
it
don't know whether I'm
wasn't never in the
overthinking it.
race until everything started falling
Fly
over.
Well, I don't know. It's a good type of wet
and
track
it actually
type.
had the best.
Jay Collett. Fucking, what's the jockey's premiership tomorrow on Jay Collett? It's going to shit him.
Jockey challenge. That could be your bet of the day.
That is my bet of the day.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the same things. It's my bet of the day. Jay Collett and on the jockey challenge. Plus, also, we run one race and he wins it. Everyone goes home. You win again. Oh, do you win it yesterday if you run one runner?
I don't know. Is it?
Is it? There have to be 3. Is there some little technical rule?
I don't know.
Gotta love the TAB.
Gordo, Glenn's already stated he's not going anywhere else. So Gordo,
I struggle with the race. I've come up with number 1 felines on top.
Little tiny mare was 60 kilos or 59.
I just don't give a shit about weights. This horse on a heavy track at Randwick, I know it was over 1,000 metres, was very close to English and Redzel. They'd shit this race in. And it's just done nothing wrong. It's not a horse that has a problem being late on in its preparation, that's all good.
I'd say it's B.
Does come off Scone, but I thought it was actually a reasonable run at Scone. You look at it, it looked quite strong through the line late to me, so 1 felines on top. I was sort of against number 2, the Monstar. One of those weird horses where the 1100 doesn't seem to be like the right distance, you know what I mean? Runs well over 900 and 1,000 and then 12, and you know, sometimes
Josh Adams, big chance. Like, why is Josh Adams riding it?
Well, why not?
Well, no, I don't have a problem with his rider, but it's just an interesting feature race. Obviously, he must be doing work for Brett Kavanagh.
Yeah, but sometimes you guys got to understand that these riders, there's not much between them all on heavy tracks. And you mentioned earlier, A Banks over 3,200. I said, what? It doesn't make sense, that comment.
Yeah.
There's no thinking on a bog track. You get your horse into a gate, it goes or it doesn't.
Kadiro's a chance, Ins and Outs a chance. Prince Famous trolled quite well. And Mr. Manhattan just given no chance at Doomben last start.
T. Clark is the leading rider tomorrow, and he sticks with a horse that's out of the market here.
I had a second pick. I was 7, 11, 13. I've run into Old Man Sam there with Bobby Alyssa underneath him. When does Bobby's time start? Do blokes get time these days, never do any time?
They just seem to be, there's that many appeal. You can appeal court number 1, court number 2.
Well, who's the winner, Marcus? Give it to me.
Flippant. Rory. C. Brown off.
Wet track.
What are you talking about?
Wet track.
What are you talking about?
Well, because you don't do Manning Mail and I do, and I know the style of horse it is, and I know how it'll look first up, and it's a big rotund stuff, and they're not, it's not they go on wet, but that's what I was talking about.
But it's more than that too, because...
But I agree, it's beautifully sets up and beautiful draw. It gets a bit of control out there.
I agree with that with Mark, and that was actually close to my starting position, that horse, and I can't get over not only the fact that it's probably not a wet type, but I don't like first up off a spell on a wet track either. I like them to be a little bit fitter.
Had you thought that you just saw the 3-0-1-1, you thought you'd handle wet? Is that what you thought?
It's about the setup, Glenn. It's all about the setup.
I agree the setup's good for it. On a dry track, I go, it's tomorrow.
Look, I started with the Monstar and Ins and Outs. Neither of them were ready for the race the other day, whereas Kadiro was. 2 and 8, 3, and my other horse is 11, which
Mr. Manhattan,
Mr. Manhattan has left me cold, but I just, when you see the leading riders, if Gunn sticks with a horse that you don't really like, you just got to give them respect.
My word.
So that's where I went. Very, very interesting race I found. That's race 7.
I've become keener on number 1. And I love the fact that it's going to blow too, isn't it?
It'll blow.
Yeah, what price am I going to get?
Oh, you're going to get at least $8.
At least. Yeah. You're going to get $11.
$11? Shit.
You're going to have $8 now.
You'll be backing at $11.
Yeah, I'd back at $11. Yeah.
She now had 2 runs away, and 1100 is not her P distance, the 1,000 metres is.
Look at this 2,000 metre race, guys, which I looked at for about an hour, and then I was not that much clearer.
Yeah, $5 Nothing Box, $6 Curra up from Victoria, $8 Birds of Tokyo, good old Birds of Tokyo back for another go, $9.50 More Energy. Then where are we? $14 Imperial Aviator, I missed bloody $6.50 Dowston Charlie, who is just, doing 0, and because it rains, he has to be $6.
And got a good chance.
I agree. But I marked at 30s.
You haven't marked at 30s tomorrow.
I marked at 30s. It's been running around the midweeks at 50s.
Yeah, but if it was $21 tomorrow, you'd take it.
Yes, I would.
So how do you mark at 30s?
Well, because the second price I put beside it was 15, so that's telling me what price I'd take.
Okay.
Right, so start again. $5 Nothing Box, $6 Curra, $6.50 Dowston Charlie, $8 Birds of Tokyo, $9.50 More Energy. The others are double figures. Brogue is the leader. Birds of Tokyo is in attendance. Nothing Box on speed, Multifacets on speed. And who knows where this horse of Gaze is going to get to. I imagine it gets ridden forward as well. Imperial Aviator. no claim there, so it's like...
I rang her about this horse. I said, it's been on the walking machine too long, Joe. Overseas horses.
Anyway, it's got very good form at Newbury, Glenn.
I'm sure it does. How can you have it though? Nearly a year off 2,000 metres. Just come back.
Sorry, where is the guts in this race? You know, our favourite that was heavily backed on Saturday, and you correctly pointed out that it wasn't up to it, got thrashed, nothing box.
It's hard to imagine.
Got your man on it.
Oh, Jay Collett. Got a great chance now.
This,
I'm tipping get on the Grange, guys. There you go.
Wasn't it like it's one of those setup horses the other day?
I know,
where
I know.
It had the 7-day backup into the fast and furious race. It was like last man standing. Well, actually, Broadside was last man standing.
Outstanding wet tracker, goes good in the wet at Randwick, and when it gets into form, it holds form. So I was going to tip it, guys, to beat 12 Birds of Tokyo, who gets a great racing position tomorrow at 6 up. This Luke Oliver, he's the best I've ever seen. Like, you know, like he's done the Sydney weather report 2 weeks ago and worked out that it's going to be a bog at Randwick in 2 weeks. And I'll send them first.
That is true. That's a good, very good point from Glenn.
Was outstanding. And then an old Dowston Charlie Hill. I truly believe you do not think it's a 30s chance for third because it's a bog track and it finds something. But there's lots of little things everywhere. I mean, you got 1 first up, 2's got DF Melbourne form, 3 will, you know, rule, 4 will. 5
2's got a line through 4. They both ran in the same race the other day. They only finished in different races.
More energy, like Jason, he's finally given up in Cass, so she's not getting it. Oh, she must be in Brisbane tomorrow. She probably is, yeah.
He hasn't given up, I reckon, I assure you.
And my number's a 6, 12, 11, guys. What are you saying, Gord? $33?
oh, I've got to say something. But it was one of those races, wasn't it? It's pretty tough. Does anybody know how much Gay paid for number 1?
You could probably find out on Racing and Sport.
What, has shown it herself?
Okay, so
it
could be the best horse in the race.
Well, it needs to be the best horse in the race.
Yes,
Gordon, it's first up.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, these things, they're weird things. It's had 2 1,200 metre trials where it was pushed out. It's run in some proper races overseas.
I give it a great chance.
I give it 9.
And the other one I was interested in, well, how's this? I'm going for a horse first up over 2,000 metres after 231 days. And the other one I like.
How good are you these days? Like you know, you turned up here on the show. When was it? 9 months ago, and you wouldn't come close to these horses. Now you're Mr. Flexibility.
Well, people
have
criticised me for not having an opinion. Mark Wars had a go at me for disliking distance races.
Now you
don't back down, Charlie. Yeah, now they're like this.
And the other one, which is so weird for me as well, is the Melbourne horse.
Cara.
Number 2, Cara.
So you
Nothing run lightly race.
Yeah.
Line through Melbourne for them. Line through first up over 2,000 metres with nearly a year off, and they're my first 2. Yeah.
Don't send God $33 that race. Send it to me for telling me he's a fucking idiot.
But you know, there are a couple of Waller horses here that they spur your interest. It's like multifacets.
Yeah, I don't
know. He appears to have come back well. And El Novio, like, not, you know, rubbish horse, but J Parr and back on the inside there at Warwick Farm last week, 10-day backup and up to a distance where he can do something.
Fair enough. Fuck, it's getting cold, kids.
That's serious. It's like this every day, isn't it? As soon as it hits this time,
fucking freezing.
Fucking Mr. Frost comes.
Fucking Erskineville, I hate it. They're getting out of RacingRant Park. We're going to. When's our office coming?
Yeah, shortly next week.
We're getting an office.
Right, and the nightcap, Glenn, which.
Oh my wordy.
Are we going to have banners up? And you know,
and an office thing. People can come visit us. And if I tip no good, they can throw eggs at us one week.
Yeah.
We could have a little coin box.
Didn't we do one show over there when Centrebet were over there?
Who?
Remember Dallas got us to do a show at Centrebet? Didn't we sit in a conference room at Centrebet and do a show?
I think we did 2 or 3 shows at Centrebet, Marcus.
Because this would be very close to our new office.
Then we did 2 or 3 shows there. I remember I used to park there because that's where Con Capacaris' car was.
Right.
I'm seriously going to struggle, but there's so many bars and stuff in the near vicinity of our office. I'm going to say to you guys, just popping out to lunch.
Right, the Rocks Brewery will be
yes,
will be a regular.
That'll be the go.
The nightcap, $4.80 Bratislava, $6.50 Clear the Beach, $8 Knit Pearl, $11 Mystery Brisbane horse Stella Ombra, $12 Francesco, now trained by Mark Newnham, can't he get an off-cast?
You told you, see, Kolovos again.
$13 Paint, $13 Star Reflection, no rider there, and $17 Conachi.
Oh.
Now, Clear the Beach just finds himself in the front here from his wide gate. Paint back from on the down and back from Melbourne is on the speed. Brigadier Rise is handy, and that's it for the speed.
Okay.
There's not a lot doing here.
Well, that goes against my tip then.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, it just might, you know, it promises to be a track there tomorrow where it's not, you know, like leading is no good.
Guys, I was tipping Knit and Pearl on top, back to the 1200. We were talking about the other week on the show. She's sort of been... I know she's boring. Yeah, I know she's boring.
It's got a bit of the Canis Marinov about it, really, but...
Not as bad as that, but I know...
No.
And I think horses that lead that burn up quicker than horses that plough.
I think the Pearl from Glen, he just keeps popping them out.
To beat 16 Star Reflection, 2 starts ago.
Don't you desperately want her to start in this race?
Oh, she's got a great chance. Got a great chance tomorrow, Star Reflection, and we'll be out of the market. And just sets up beautifully with a little time off back the distance. For third, I had number 8, Bratislava. You know, I had to put in for third. But fourth, and probably won't be backing it. But for fourth, I had, 42 days off trial since Kanachi. Best wet tracker on the day. So 14, 16, 8 and 6 from me.
Isn't it a team of non-chasers?
It's a team of fucking donkeys.
Gordo, did you see anything here?
I'll mention a few horses. The one I clearly have on top is number 10, Clear the Beach. How is that not even in your numbers?
Because it's second up.
Second up, Rosehill to Randwick, blah, blah, blah.
Well, it was an amazing win against terrible. Like, the form is terrible behind it. Awful. But it was a... it's got a bit of spark about it.
It's got spark about it. It's lightly raced. It's not done anything wrong its whole career. First up, it was running against horses like Nieta. Just because of the connections, I'm going to get a price about it. Clearly have number 10 on top, probably pretty keen to back it. There's a couple of other ones I'm interested in. 3 sheets with old Robert Thompson, eh? That time of the day, rattling down the outside.
Well, what's the story with it? Shouldn't it be 1,000? Shouldn't it be in the highway?
I agree with that.
Yeah, probably.
But I think it's going to be 50s tomorrow.
Yeah, it's got 2 wins at Randwick, and they're both over 1,000.
And I know
it has got a win at 1,200 rounds.
It's going to be 50s tomorrow. It's got to be in your numbers, and it's got to be thrown in your quaddie because it can blast you out. Old dyed eyebrows down the outside.
Yeah, and it's 13 in the last race.
Imagine dyeing your eyebrows. What a great man, Robert Thompson. You should get. That's what he should be in the Racing Hall of Fame.
His eyebrows, or just his eyebrows have colours lasted longer.
But the boys tell me he dyes his eyebrows.
Oh, really? Okay. Solid information.
Yeah. On the inside.
Yeah. I mean,
see, like they'd never say anything like that on any other show. That is why we are unique.
Yes.
Old dyed eyebrows. I love him. Yes. Imagine giving him. What if he dyes his pubes as well?
And it was a really nice trial by number 5, Francesco. Not sure whether I'm going to be backing it, but it was a nice trial.
It's funny, people watch this show, they probably follow my tips, or they might follow just your tips, or they only follow Mark's tips, because we follow all the tips.
Well, we've pretty much covered everything. We're like some sort of scheme. Whoa. You know the stock market scheme, how you send out different ones to each person?
Yeah. Well, if I gave you my numbers, there's a cross-section of both of those. I've gone 10, Clear the Beach, 16, Star Reflection, 2 Paint, and 13, 3 sheets.
Oh, you've got Robert Thompson as well. This is definitely a bet. This is definitely a bet.
Right,
I don't think there's much else I want to say about the race. Knit and Pearl obviously fits in there, but it's a bit of a tedious race. Brigadier Rise, you've sacked her now, Glenn. You were touting her last time,
and she ran last, but
that's perfect form for you.
It's a good setup for me to back again.
Dry to wet.
Why not?
Okay, so Gordo, where are we? Where's our focus tomorrow?
Oh God, I don't even know. My focus is actually, I'm really keen get Mark's Kembla stuff tomorrow, because there are some fantastic betting opportunities. The market hasn't picked up on a few little things that have been happening in previous races, and those horses are running at Kembla tomorrow. Mark is going to find them. I'd get it because you're going to have an absolute fill-up.
Right, let's go.
Other than that, what am I going to back in Sydney? Nothing stamping it itself. I mean, somebody else go first.
I'm tipping Broadside, that's all I'll say. He's tipping Jay Collett for the Jockeys Challenge.
Jay Collett for the Jockeys Challenge, that's what I'm tipping. Of course that's what I'm tipping.
And Gordo, that was we unfortunately dispensed with our plays too quickly for you. You haven't even got past race 1.
Okay, I've mentioned them already.
Right, it's been an interesting show. Don't forget to watch us on the RAND on Monday. Get involved with
smash that thumb.
And get involved with the ADC racing and try and get to as many meetings as you can, because we need more people at tracks so our bookies can survive, because I think there's an agenda to get rid of them, and it's very sad because I'll have to get a job.
We also need to cover on the RAND on Monday this ATC prices business. So you get to the course and there's two screens. There's a screen for ATC prices and there's a screen
and
for
send us some emails in what your thoughts are, if it affects you, if you don't care, whatever. I've got a couple of great yarns for the RAND on Monday, which I've told the boys to remind me about, which is just... I'll give you a little leak, okay? I'll give you a little leak.
Now we might have...
I got fined $10,000 for saying bagging jockeys. I'll be bagging a returned ex-serviceman. So how low am I? I might be doing 2 years after Monday.
All right, that's a great show. Thank you very much.